Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me, busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive by. Hey! What a great show. Oh, my gosh. I am so happy. Benny, I'll tell you, we're doing some good work, don't you think?
I think so, but apparently I'm not as happy as you are.
Well, you've got two boys, so I bet that makes you happy.
Well, that's a consistency right there. That's
yeah,
just,
there
you
we
know,
go.
that'll be ongoing.
I know. You're just happy with the boys, which I love that you are. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud of you. I've kind of watched you from those motorcycle racing days.
Oh,
now
geez.
Now you're racing the baby stroller.
Well, let's just say they weren't actually racing days. They were try to push yourself as far as you can go days, and then just back off slightly. That's just being safe. I'm just saying. But I've given up the those days on the track, so to speak, because of the boys. So yes, you're right. The stroller is swiftly moving faster and faster every day.
I know it. Well, you know, it's really good, and you've got to be in great shape.
Of course.
And so you're gonna want to listen to my very special guest, Dr. Roni DeLuz.
That's why I'm here. Of course, yeah. I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, so are you ready to answer this question, Benny?
Okay.
Are you ready to cleanse your body of toxins, son?
Oh. I'm a little intimidated at first. That's kind of going somewhere where no one really wants to hear it on the air. But
you're gonna want this next one though.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you ready to promote some weight loss and get a healthy body?
Oh yeah.
All right, and that's what we're doing. How to cleanse your body of toxins, promote weight loss, and show up with that healthy body today. New York Times best-selling author Dr. Roni DeLuz. We are going to bring it to you. She's joining me here today. Listen to this. The most important concept for good health and the basis of the detox is maximum nutrition in small doses throughout the day, every day. That's what I love Dr. Roni for. She knows how to bring it right on. And how does she know this? Well, she's had her own healing journey along the way. This is somebody that heard her soul calling her to help other people, went back to school, moved to Martha's Vineyard, I hope she's dry, and opened up a health retreat. Today, you're going to get to hear about her, why her best-selling book is a best-selling book, and how you can step up and get the life you want, how to get rid of chronic illnesses, what the retreat does, and what she is doing to help so many people. Dr. Roni, welcome to the show.
Hello, Dr. Pat. How are you? So happy to be here because you know it's my favorite subject in the world, right?
Well, and rightly so, right?
Well, you know, and the more I enjoy my work, the more of demand that I'm in, and the worse we seem to be getting. So, you know, we're living in this kind of a world where education is so powerful and that we have to become our own health advocate these days, and I'm constantly encouraging people to do that. We can no longer depend on one person. You know, before when I was a kid or when my mother was a kid, we used to have that next-door neighbor who was our doctor, and, you know, we used to be able to walk into their office anytime we want, and they took care of the entire family. Remember that? Well, I'm telling my age, so I better stop talking like that. But anyway.
No, I'm right there with you.
I mean, it's so, you know, disheartening to me. And, you know, the other day someone said to me, you know, come on, Dr. Roni, you know, where are all these toxins you keep talking about? And I thought he was going to start laughing. I'm going, are you kidding me? It would take me the entire day. Every single year, thousands of toxins are dumped in our food supply. Come on, even if I just talk about a few of them, you know. Aspartame is at the on the rise. I mean, we all know that that's a chemical sweetener that's causing seizures and blurred vision and migraine headaches. I mean, I wrote a manual on just the list of toxins, and I don't really want to start listing them, but they're everywhere. The science of detox, everyone has to agree with that, is the elimination of poisons in our tissues in our bodies. And with that, we can eliminate them just through vegetable juices and alkaline foods. Alkaline live foods, such as green vegetable juices, destroy the acid toxins in the body. And that's why juicing has become one of the biggest things now. It's like an epidemic of a craze that's going on. But not because no one doesn't have anything to do. That's not the reason why people are juicing. People are juicing because it makes them feel better. It makes them feel cleaner. It makes them feel more focused, more energy in their brain. And that's why it's so important for us to continue doing that all day, every day. The widely known toxins in our body not only comes from food today, but it comes from the cosmetics that we put on our skin, the lotions and the creams that we put on, and the different types of hair products that we put on our body. And, the list is huge. And I'm just talking about just every single day, I would say about 30 to 40 of them, without even blinking an eye. Before you even get to work, you're putting these toxins in your body from the processed foods that you eat, from the showers, from the time that you step into your car. You've already been bombarded with a lot of them. And what my goal is to teach people how to decrease the toxic load in their bodies so that they can have better health. And some of the ways to do that is not difficult at all. Just by juicing, changing your diet from a processed food type of diet to more live foods. And when I say live foods, those are foods that occur naturally in nature. And when I talk about detoxing, I'm not talking about taking away all the food. I'm talking about giving your body more food. For an example, maximum nutrition in small dosages all day long simply means that you wake up in the morning, you give yourself an ounce of antioxidant. 2 hours later, you give yourself a green drink. And I'm not saying don't eat, but I'm just saying even if you did those things, 2 hours later, maybe you're walking in the community, stop at your local juice bar. 2 hours later, give yourself another dose of antioxidant. Have soup sometimes instead of sitting down and having plastic food, processed foods. You should give your body vegetable soups. And that's not even, I'm not talking about detox. I'm just talking about putting back in your life antioxidant and green vegetable juices. That's a great start to keep your body from being acid all day and towards more of alkalinity. So,
Dr. Roni, let's break this down a little bit for people, because I want to make sure that everybody is hearing what you're saying. You referred to a sugar sweetener at the top of this, and you said everybody knows what this is. No, honestly, people don't know, and I want to take a minute to talk about that, because now it's in all the food out there. It's in, coffee sweeteners, tea sweeteners. Let's take a moment to talk about this. And then the other thing is, when people hear juicing, they go a little bit crazy because they're thinking, oh, this is what I got to do. But isn't it true these days we can buy Simply Greens and so many other green things that, if nothing else, could help us, right?
Well, and I've got a program online where you can actually, it's a convenient program. I made this program so it can be convenient for Middle America. I don't want people to say, oh, that's too difficult. So I'm constantly trying to make it not difficult for people. I've picked some of the best products out there on the market so that people, and not only that, Dr. Pat, I want to tell you, it tastes good. Because I can remember 15 years ago, myself, when I used to have a green drink or a vegetable juice, I used to go, oh, I can't do this. But today, juices are tasting pretty good, even the powdered drinks. I mean, I have a powdered drink called Meta Greens where you just take a teaspoon of it and you put it in a glass of water, and it's actually pleasant tasting. So, and it's convenient, and it comes in individual packages. You could just take 5 packages, put it in your briefcase or your purse, and during the day, just stop and buy yourself bottled water, and there you are. You have yourself a nice green drink that's equivalent to 5 to 6 servings minimum of vegetables and fruit. So if you did that several times a day, you're ending up with almost 18 servings of juice of vegetables and fruits, and you haven't had dinner yet, and you haven't had lunch yet. The average person don't get that in a week or two, and I'm telling you that you can do that in just one day. In just one day, you can have that much nutrition, and tastes good, and it's convenient. How much more, I'm not talking about getting buying a juicer. I mean, although I would love for you to do that, but I'm just saying that even if you have a lot of time, don't have a lot of time, you can do that.
Yeah, we're going to take a short break, but I wanted you to say that to folks because we're talking about a paradigm shift here, aren't we, Dr. Roni? I mean, we're really talking about all of us getting educated and really find out what's out there. When we come back, Dr. Roni DeLuce, we're going to talk about why America is so overweight with so many diets. What is going on? Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Dr. Pat Show.
Psychic Dougal Fraser, the queer guy with a third eye, one of the country's most popular psychics, joins Transformation Talk Radio with a call-in advice show that will provide insights and information on creating your best life. You've seen him on The Real Housewives of Orange County, Dancing with the Stars, and so much more. From gurus to gossip, meditation to martinis, the Dougal Fraser Show will both inspire and crack you up with laughter. Tune in every Tuesday at 10. It's the Dougal Fraser Show.
Are you taking too many oral pain pills and concerned about side effects? Are you having trouble getting to sleep because of the pain? Well, I'm Lou Paradise. I had the same problems you have. Cured my pain, eliminated pain pills and their side effects by developing Topricin, pain relief and healing cream. Topricin relieves pain without side effects. It doesn't burn, it doesn't smell, and it doesn't stain. But don't just take my word for it. Doctors, pharmacists, and pain specialists are using and recommending Topricin and ending the suffering for thousands of people just like you. We know you're hurt. We want to help. We're so sure Topricin will work for you, we offer a money-back guarantee. So if you want pain relief with no side effects, ask for Topricin or call 1-800-959-1007. That's 1-800-959-1007. Topricin, the last pain medicine you'll ever need, and you can sleep on that.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Roni DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Roni DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Roni DeLuce at info@RoniDeLuceOnRadio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Roni DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
How would you like increased health and vitality? How would you like to avoid the onset of disease as well as slow the aging process? This is all possible through a simple, safe, and natural process. Every day we are either moving toward wellness or away from wellness.
Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. I'd like to be your partner in achieving optimal health. Contact me now at maryjanemack.com or call 425-392-0659. Visit maryjanemack.com.
Lower back pain. What is it costing you? Lost wages, repeated doctor visits, painkillers that don't work, just not doing the things you love. The newly patented Vacupractor relieves that pain simply, inexpensively, and from the privacy of your own home. The patented Vacupractor works using vacuum pressure. This pressure stretches muscles, restoring the proper nerve function and reducing the possibility of disc failure. Finally, a simple, effective treatment that works.
For more information about the Vacupractor or to order yours, call 800-676-9320 or visit vacupractor.com.
Girl, you be that girl, you be everything you want, so let me get out there. I'm the baddest baby in the atmosphere. Tell me what you want.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. I want to make sure you all know about this upcoming weekend, One the Event. Go to onetheevent.org. We're going to be doing 3 days of live broadcasting as well as webcasting right from our website, transformationtalkradio.com. and also the drpatshow.com. That means when you click on that webcast video image, you're actually seeing things live. So if you are living in different parts of the country or different parts of the world even, what you can do is be part of this monumental event. Please make sure you sign the petition to shift from fear to love, from fear to unity, whatever that means for you. We have so many people submitting webcasts. You can submit a video. And for those of you out there that want to send your 1 minute, 60-second personal message of love, we have a toll-free number. That number is 855-393-3742. 855-393-EPIC. Dr. Roni DeLuce joining us here today. She knows something, I'd say she knows quite a bit, about what it means to restore health, to take an epic launch into wellness of your life. Before the break, we said, why is America? Why? Why are we here so overweight? Why is it every time you turn around, there's some kind of show on television about this? Why here when we have at our fingertips, really, just about every diet you could get your hands on, the knowledge about it? Why then are we still overweight? Get ready for what you're about to hear. This is not going to be Dr. Roni talking about a new fad diet out there or how she's going to pitch you some diet that you've never heard of. You're going to hear some things in this next segment that you're going to want to pay attention to. Dr. Roni, thank you for joining us here today. It's great to have you. Let's talk about being overweight.
Well, and that brings me back to the conversation that you asked about what are the toxins. Remember I was talking about that? Well,
yes.
Keep in mind that we're overweight because we're not eating real food. And I know people laugh when I say that, but there's so many chemicals in our food, our body do not know how to process it. Think about that. One of the things that I always tell people is if you constantly eat processed food with a lot of chemicals in it, you're asking your body to work overtime to process that. And because your body can't process that, we have something in our body called the trash can. The trash can, believe it or not, is our colon, and then the colon can't do anything with it, so it dumps it into our lymphatic system, which is our skin. And underneath the skin, when you see that lumpy, fatty tissue that you don't like, and you think that you can just get it all off by running, and then as soon as you stop running, it comes back. Well, what you have to think about is why is it being put into our lymphatic system in the beginning, into our skin in the beginning? Because our body can't process it. Our body can only process real food, and that is foods that occur in nature, fruits and vegetables and grains and essential fatty acids, and that's why the basis of our detox program is about maximum nutrition and small dosages all day long. Now, I'm going to mention some chemicals that we all eat every single day, okay?
All right, let's go for it.
People don't realize it. Okay, we talked about the aspartame. We talked about BPA, which is that hormone mimicking chemical that's found in all of our plastic food, and then all of our food that has plastic packaging, and then guess what we do? We put it in the microwave, and then we think that the plastic, that we're not eating that, and that's why our young male friends today are starting to grow breasts. That's just one thing that's happening. And then the food colors. I can't tell you how much food color is put in our foods. And I tell people all the time, do not open up a can or a plastic bag, and then on the back of that bag you see all these chemicals and you can't even pronounce them, but yet you're eating them. Another big one, this one really upsets me, the high fructose corn syrup is the highly processed liquid sugar that's extracted with the chemical, a solvent chemical that's contaminated with mercury. Did you know that? That is, to me, the saddest thing. And that one alone is linked to diabetes and obesity. And not only that, it's linked to depression and anxiety. And all in our grocery stores, that's sometimes the number one ingredient that you'll see on a lot of foods, a lot of processed foods. The other thing that upsets me is phosphoric acid. that one is used in all the sodas. And I get really upset when I see a child, maybe 7 years old, and I saw a child in a grocery store in New York when I was in New York a few weeks ago, drinking soda. Phosphorus acid. You know what? They use that in the military to clean the rust off of the ships. They use phosphoric acid. You know, phosphoric acid can eat through nails. That's how bad it is. And we've got a child drinking that stuff probably several times a day. The other one that upsets me a lot that we shouldn't be taking in is that sodium nitrate. You know, sometimes when we see the meat in the stores and it looks all nice and red, like the bacon and the sausage, and we think it's nice and fresh, well, that one is a red coloring that's used in our bacon and hot dogs and sausage and beef jerky and all that stuff. It's so bad for you that it's linked to brain tumors.
Oh, my gosh.
You know, and these are things, and, you know, when I was younger and I used to work in Yale New Haven Hospital, and I don't know if I said this to you before, but when I was gone for a long time because my adult life was in California and now I'm in Martha's Vineyard, so I hadn't gone to Yale New Haven Hospital for a long, long time. And it was this big, huge hospital being built on the side of the old building where I used to work or where I used to train as a nurse. And I thought it was just another part of the hospital, but that big, huge building was the cancer clinic, cancer hospital for children. So I got chills because, you know, it just reminded me of how bad things are, that we now have to have special hospitals all over the country for children with cancer. And, you know, I know the biggest difference in our lives today than it was when I was a child is the chemicals and the processed food and the preservatives and all of the toxins that we have to live with. Someone told me not too long ago that they found some research, and I didn't find this research, that said that half of the tumors that they digest in the science lab have herbicides and pesticides in the tumors.
I can't believe, I mean, there's so much information now getting out there. You know, what do you think it is, Dr. Roni, that stops us from hearing everything you're saying and making a change? Tell me what's in the way.
The first thing I think is people don't feel hope. They don't think that it's easy. They believe it's sort of like this hypnosis in the air. Because, you know, many, many years ago, as I said earlier, we believed that our doctors are supposed to take care of us. And they don't believe today that doctors, the average lifespan of a medical doctor is 58 to 60. And so, you know, when you think about those numbers, my grandfather lived to be almost 100 because he was a naturalist, and he didn't even know he was a naturalist, but this man was a farm worker, and he just believed that, you know, anything that I understand, that I know what it is, I can feed my body. But if I didn't know what it was, I'm not going to feed my body. If I was to say to my grandfather, open up a bag of potatoes with all of these, I can't remember the name of those potatoes, but you put them in the microwave, and then there's the powder that you put on the potatoes, and they come out real cheesy and everything. Well, if you look on the back of that and you see all these chemicals to make it cheesy and taste good, my grandfather wouldn't touch something like that because he would say, oh, I don't know what that is. But yet we eat stuff like that, and we believe that our doctors are going to take care of us, and we don't understand that today we're all in this together, and that the only way that your body can repair itself at the cellular level is to give the body what it needs to repair. And until we have more people out there all the time, every day, educating our professional people like our teachers, and I have a nurse at my retreat, and you know, it was great for us to, you know, to talk a lot, because what I would like to do is have like a group of nurses come out to the retreat, and we have doctors come out all the time, but nurses work so hard. I would like for them to understand what's going on in their body so that they can educate and teach the patients that come into the hospital, and educate the teachers so that they can educate the students, because that's where it all starts. Because I think that if we can continue to educate at a very rapid level and aggressive level, then I think the only way we're going to beat this thing. Otherwise, we're just always going to see where the children are not going to outlive their parents. I think that's the saddest thing.
I know. I mean, part of this is really looking this in the face. And, honestly, there are people that are listening to the show, and they are probably like I've been, not fully understanding the depth and the breadth of what we're talking about, to the extent of how we pass this on in generations, to our loved ones, and not even know about this. I mean, you are someone that helps people get these toxins out of the body. What was the key for you? How did you discover this process?
It's very interesting that you asked, because, 20 years ago, I mean, I look better today than I looked 20 years ago. I was just coming out of a serious illness. I was so sick that my colleagues were doctors and nurses. I worked in the best hospital in the country. I mean, I trained at Yale New Haven Hospital. I worked at Cedars-Sinai. I mean, these are teaching hospitals that have some of the best doctors, and they couldn't help me. So, disease is not a deficiency of a drug. We must look at the underlying cause and correct it. No one was doing that for me. And today I constantly explain that if we can understand how to get to that underlying cause. I had liver failure, I had kidney failure. I mean, I was so sick. I don't know what came first, the chicken or the egg. Sometimes we still try to figure out, was it the toxins that put me down from pesticides, or was I more prone to pesticide poisoning because I had fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome? These are some of the things that science is working on today. But I do know that there's an epidemic of fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and liver and kidney insufficiency, and even adrenal insufficiency, and it's becoming an epidemic. I mean, just to know that our children are with diabetes today, they're designing better needles. Instead of getting to the underlying problem,
I know.
They're designing needles that don't hurt the kids.
Well, let's take a short break. We have a long way to go, but guess what? We have people like you leading the charge. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to make sure you have lots of information about Dr. Roni, about her retreat center, and we're going to take on the conversation of autoimmune disease. What is it? Why are we throwing so many steroids at it? And what, if anything, can get at the source of things like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and much more? Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Anagallis Herbs, a quirky company that believes Mother Earth gives us everything we need to heal our bodies naturally. We believe if you can't put it in your body, you shouldn't be putting it on your body. Our beautiful face creams and body salves are a treat for your skin and your soul. Our baby products are delightfully effective and non-toxic. You can find our products online at anagallis.com or call our master herbalist 925-337-5229. Anagallis Herbs. If you can't put it in your body, you don't put it on your body.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Roni DeLuce has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Roni DeLuce wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Roni DeLuce at info@RoniDeLuceOnRadio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Roni DeLuce, your partner in wellness.
Do you dream of being on The Amazing Race? Well, here's your chance. Grab a friend and prepare for an exhilarating race around the city when City Solve Urban Race comes to your city. Teams of 2 will solve clues and face fun challenges while racing around the city. The winning team gets $300 and a chance to be in the Las Vegas Championship race to compete for a grand prize of $5,000. Not only will you have a ton of fun, you'll also be helping a good cause. A portion of the proceeds will benefit a local charity. To start racing, go to CitySolveUrbanRace.com.
Imagine a chocolate so decadent that you'd never believe it could be good for you. Align your inner bliss with Mother Nature's magic. The power of cold-pressed cocoa by Shasai, the healthy chocolate. Shasai is everything you ever dreamed healthy should taste like. We combine unprocessed cocoa with acai and blueberry, for an unbeatable high-oxidant powerhouse. Shasai, the healthy chocolate. Visit us at lifesaverchocolate.com or call 888-287-2011.
At the law offices of Richard D. Seward, we care about our clients. We offer important legal advice and services to help them grow their wealth and protect it. We manage the risks and help the financially distressed through the recovery process. We are committed and dedicated to helping people throughout Western Washington and beyond with our expertise in business, real estate, tax law, and debt relief. Find us at richardseward.com or call us at 360-876-6425. We care about you.
Are you at a crossroads? Feeling stuck? I'm Karen Hager, the Fog City Psychic. My gift is helping people who are in transition receive spirit-led guidance about their next steps. I offer private sessions via phone or Skype, intuitive development classes, and much more. Please visit my website, fogcitypsychic.com, to find out how I can help you move out of the fog.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive by. So love having Dr. Roni on here. For more information about us, go to Dr. Pat Live. Dr. Roni, let's give out your website so folks can find out more about you, how to get a copy of your book.
My website for the retreat is mvholisticretreat.com. And then I have another website, which is mvdietdetox.com. Or you can find me 21 pounds in 21 days. There's a lot of ways to find me nowadays. It's interesting about the retreat. You know, I do have, and we'll talk about that later, we do have some interesting diagnosis at the retreat that come to the retreat from all over the world now. It used to be all over the country, but people come from all over the world now. But one of the things that we're doing now is we're doing a special retreat for groups, and we're doing it every 2 months. Our next one is going to be the first week in November. It's going to be the first Sunday in November, but I'm going to put that on my website, so I don't want anyone to write that down right now. But it's interesting that when we do these special retreats, we get a variety of people that have different types of diagnosis that want to learn how to first cleanse their body, two, put back the good nutrition. One of the things I want everyone to do and to go on my website and leave me a question or two. Also join my fan page, which is 21 Pounds in 21 Days fan. We answer questions. That's what I'm doing at 2 o'clock in the morning when everyone's asleep. I'm answering my fan questions. So there's a lot of ways to be in touch, and then we're starting really soon a webinar for people to hear me and a couple of my therapists talk about how to detox yourself at home, which will be very interesting because that's really what it's all about. Health starts in the home. It starts in the home because the hospital and doctor's offices do not, at this particular time in our lives, show us how to stay well, but they show us how to prevent a symptom by giving us a chemical or a medication. So what I want to do is for Middle America is show you how to prevent a disease in the first place and how to stay well. So join me on my website at mvholisticretreat.com.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Before the break, I asked a question, made a statement about autoimmune disease. And, you know, we have touched upon, and you have also mentioned a couple of them even in the conversation earlier. One of them, you mentioned fibromyalgia, but I really think that this is an area where all of us can stand to be educated on. You know, so I would love for you, because you see people all the time, and they walk through your door. So first, I would love for you to talk about what autoimmune disease is, and then who are some of the folks that show up at your doorstep with these conditions, and what do you do to help them?
Well, first of all, we do get a lot of autoimmune disease at the retreat. But let me name some of them for folks out there who are not aware that some of these disorders are autoimmune. Number one, diabetes is considered an autoimmune, believe it or not. Inflammatory bowel disease, like Crohn's, some of the rare ones, of course, myasthenia gravis, rheumatoid arthritis, that's autoimmune. Lupus is autoimmune. And the new tennis players, one of the famous tennis players, just have Sjogren's syndrome. That's autoimmune. So autoimmune disease is really growing very, very fast. Hashimoto's thyroiditis, that's autoimmune. Now, what is autoimmune? Autoimmune is when the body ends up encountering something that's foreign. And what I mean by that is that there may be something foreign in the body that's allowing the body to attack itself. What happens when what happens when the body ends up doing that is the symptoms are all over the place, because some of these disorders result in destruction of the body tissues. In other words, the body doesn't know how to act normal anymore. There's abnormal growth of the organs sometimes. There's a disorder in one of the organs. There's a lot of inflammation. And, when that happens, like for an example, you have joint pains, muscle pains, all kinds of pains, guess what the doctor will do? Because it's a complex disease, first of all. So when you have a complex disease, in order to calm the symptoms down, you end up getting steroids. Now, steroids all by itself can create a lot of your symptoms to not go away, but to calm them down. But the steroids have problems of its own. So now you have another problem on top of your autoimmune. So first of all, you have to understand that you have to prevent, when you're diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, you cannot allow it to go into exacerbation. You have to try very hard to keep that disease in remission. And the way to do that is you have to change your lifestyle. And how do you change your lifestyle? You have to first start thinking about, what causes my inflammation? Well, there's a certain group of foods that creates inflammation. We call that nightshade foods. There's a lot of foods that people have intolerances to. I don't want to say allergy, but mostly intolerance to. You have to avoid those foods. And then you have to do what's called supplementation in a very aggressive way. Like some of the omega-3s you have to take because that decreases inflammation. Vitamin D, which we're having a real hard time in this country with, because we're at a deficient state. Most of us don't even know that we're deficient in vitamin D. So that's one of the vitamins that inhibits or keeps the inflammation in the body way down. Of course, you have to have, people always think about buying vitamins, but many people don't think about minerals. Minerals is a really big classification of nutrients that the body needs in order to absorb the vitamins. And at the same time, remember that when you have an autoimmune disease, you're very acid. So now you have to start putting back some of the green foods again to make sure that the acid is decreased in the body. And then that's when the doctor or the naturopath will start doing what's called customized supplementation. I make sure most of my autoimmune disease clients have quercetin and really high dosages of antioxidants like alpha-lipoic acid, and then I teach them how to food combine their diet so that they don't overwhelm their system with all different types of foods so that the digestive system have a hard time to process. And I teach them how to keep their life simple with mono foods, like every 2 to 3 hours. I just want you to have like some green foods, and then maybe 2 to 3 hours later you can have a protein. 2 to 3 hours later, you see what I'm saying? Because what happens when you have an autoimmune disease, you're already exhausted. So when you want to keep your digestive system, you don't want to tax your digestive system, because one of the biggest energy destroyers is when the person sits down and eat a big plate of food.
Yeah.
When you're already tired, you don't want to do that. So there's some of the really good things that I do for autoimmune.
One of the things that I think is, and I wish you would address this, it is out in the public right now. And definitely if you go to your doctor, Dr. Roni, you know, there are some diseases that are now, how should we say, classified as incurable. So let's just talk about that. When you have dialogues with your doctor about autoimmune, a lot of times the conversation kind of weaves itself like this. Well, gee, we think we can get this under control. You know, I'm hard-pressed. I don't like to use the word remission, but we may be able to get there. No one really that I know of, and maybe there are some, says we will help you be well. We will be able to cure this. Another category of that is Lyme disease. Because, and I want you to talk about this when we come back from break, you know, Lyme disease, they are calling now the silent killer. Because not only is it not recognized as an epidemic, but it's not even recognized, chronic Lyme is not even recognized as a disease by the Center for Disease Control. So I would love for you to address that, given, Dr. Roni, that you live in the Northeast and should be pretty familiar with Lyme disease. Let's take a short break, everyone. Dr. Roni DeLewis in the house. Get ready for this conversation. We'll be right back.
Naturopathic doctor, founder of the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, and author of the New York Times bestseller 21 Pounds in 21 Days, Dr. Roni DeLewis has helped tens of thousands of people, including celebrities and athletes, with her message of lifestyle change. Now Dr. Roni DeLewis wants to help you. You too can be saved. Email Dr. Roni DeLewis at info@RoniDeLewisOnRadio.com and visit mtheholisticretreat.com. Dr. Roni DeLewis, your partner in wellness.
Hey, Mary, I haven't seen you in so long. You look so different. What happened to your glasses? Did you have surgery? Whoa, I never noticed how blue your eyes are.
No, I didn't have surgery, and I don't have to wear glasses anymore. I searched the internet, and I found a website. It's called BetterEyesightNow.com. It is the best thing I have ever done. There's a program called Regaining Your Vision Naturally. And, oh, by the way, it helps reduce stress. You should check it out. And you might be able to get rid of your glasses. Go to BetterEyesightNow.com.
Are you feeling stuck? Do you want to be free from fears and doubts and finally feel good about yourself, but you just don't know how to get there? Dr. Schaub's Accelerated Breakthrough Program provides you with the tools and solutions to go beyond your limitations and achieve self-empowered confidence. Call for your free phone consultation at 866-903-MIND. Visit cellularwisdom.com. That's cellularwisdom.com.
Are you at a crossroads? Feeling stuck? I'm Karen Hager, the Fog City Psychic. My gift is helping people who are in transition receive spirit-led guidance about their next steps. I offer private sessions via phone or Skype, intuitive development classes, and much more. Please visit my website, fogcitypsychic.com, to find out how I can help you move out of the fog.
Ladies, are you living an inspired life? Do you yearn for a more passionate, dream-filled life? Here's Linda Joy, founder of Aspire Magazine, and she has a gift for you.
Aspire has launched its Mission to Inspire initiative with a commitment to give away 100,000 one-year digital subscriptions to women around the globe. Every subscription comes with a multitude of free gifts from our team inspiration partners.
To claim it all, go to aspiremag.net today. No purchase necessary, and live an inspired life.
Have you ever wanted to join a yoga class, yet felt self-conscious or simply didn't have the time? Now you can bring live Kundalini Yoga into your home with KRI-certified Dr. Ann Taylor. You will learn a scientific technology of movement, mantra, meditation, and breathing techniques designed to balance your mind, body, and spirit. Sign up today for our free newsletter and receive your first class free. Visit Taylor.com.
I used to roll the dice, feel the fear in my enemy's eyes.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Dr. Pat Show. This is Talk Radio to Thrive By. You know, this is a conversation that is so important. You know, my own healing journey and what I was faced with and how many times I was told I really wasn't sick, or if I was sick, it was this or that or the other thing. Boy, I'll tell you, I'm so grateful that I'm even alive talking to all of you today. And Dr. Roni understands this completely. And in this segment, we're going to talk about something quite controversial. And why is it controversial? You're going to hear why in a minute. And that is Lyme disease. Dr. Roni, thank you for joining me here today. You know, it is controversial, isn't it?
It's absolutely controversial. And, you know, and the saddest thing, you know, I do see Lyme patients. I'm on the vineyard, so of course I see Lyme disease. You know, and it's come a long way. You know, I can remember, you know, many years ago when they started talking about Lyme's, no one would talk about it. Doctors wouldn't diagnose you. They would say that there's no such thing. And so, you know, we have come a long way. But now people are angry because doctors sometimes make the diagnosis by finding the classic, you know, the red bull's eye rash. And they say, well, you know, this might be Lyme's and this may not be Lyme's. And they'll send you home with maybe some antibiotics, but the antibiotics are not aggressive enough, and you end up going into what's called chronic Lyme. And that's when you are really in trouble, when it becomes chronic. Because now you have not only the symptom, but you have pain. You have a lot of neurological problems. You end up getting put on, I'll, you know, just talk about this one client that I just had recently. She was on 7 drugs, because once it becomes chronic, you have to give the medication to fight the primary Lyme symptoms, and then you start having what's called joint pain, which is out of this world painful. Can imagine your entire body in pain all the time. Then you get medication for that. Usually it's an anti-inflammatory, and then you end up having a lot of gastrointestinal problems where you can't digest your food, so that may run into some candida, or it may run into what we call leaky gut, especially because you're on a lot of anti-inflammatory. You'll get leaky gut, so now you can't eat, and then you end up having a lot of neurological problems, so you'll get a medication for anxiety and depression, so you're already on a narcotic for pain. So you see where I'm going with this. So that one condition, which they call Lyme, ends up being a multifaceted disease, complex problem, which requires many practitioners all over, because you've got to have a neurologist, you've got to have a gastroenterologist, you've got to have a bone doctor, and you've got to have someone that's going to help you, like a psychiatrist, with your pain. So, well, how we treat this complex disease at the retreat is, first we have to get down to the part where your symptoms are so low where you can concentrate on how to get well. That already is a lot of work. And now I'm leading you into someone's emotions, because by the time they come to the retreat, they have had it with every type of medication. They can't take any more. And so now what we have to do is start detoxing them down where they are able to think, because some of them can't think. One lady was on 3 narcotics. So in order to agree with any protocol that we have for you, you have to be able to think and be out of pain. So we do that in a lot of different ways by taking away the narcotics. We give you a lot of amino acids for your depression, and we specialize in amino acids. The other thing that we have to do is give the body a tremendous amount of probiotics. And you know what probiotics are, is because you've been on so much antibiotics that the body is producing a lot of candida. So we end up doing probiotic implants. We do probiotics by mouth. The other thing that's interesting that we end up doing that was really successful, and that's oxygen treatment, because oxygen, some of the clients are not able, they don't have good oxygenation. And so we use some supplementation for that, but we end up using a lot of oxygen treatment so that we can get the person to feel normal again, so that they can help us with the protocol.
Right. But, isn't this really also what you talked about? First of all, folks have been to many, many doctors, specialists, probably have been diagnosed with one of the autoimmune diseases you've mentioned, rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, multiple sclerosis, all of that. Have gotten a lot of different conversations and recommendations that say you're never going to be well again. What do you say to these people, Dr. Roni, when they show up on your doorstep? Because if anybody sees people with Lyme, it's got to be you.
First of all, I tell them never, ever, ever believe that, because I have seen so much. And I have seen someone come to the retreat where they said it was their last resort. I mean, it's out there. I mean, we talked about the liver patient that they gave up for dead. He's probably doing better than most of us. But, you first have to believe that the body was made to be well. The body is made to work on wellness. That's the first thing you have to believe. So when someone tells you that you'll never get better, you can't believe that, because it happens all the time. The first thing the body wants is you to give it what it needs, and that's what we specialize in. And in order to do that, we have to do a lot of blood work, as you know, and we have to make sure that the is mind, body, and spirit. You can't miss one of them. The body can't stay well if the mind and the spirit doesn't follow. That's a huge piece of it. And that's why, when I said to you in the beginning, that's why we start working on the pain first and to get the body to be able to feel normal again with the oxygen, because in order for us to do the rest, you have to have a good mind, and you have to believe that you're going to get well. The other thing that the reason why the people come, we call it is like a broken shell. The reason why people come to us is that they're all broken up, is because they no longer have the energy to get well. See, energy is a big part of wellness. If you don't have the energy, you ever seen people that were so sick they just said, well, I don't even care anymore? Well, if you make your body feel like it has no energy, hopeless, then you won't get well. Some of my best clients are the ones that are still full of fight and full of vigor, because then they move fast forward with me. And also, they believe that they can get well. Those are the ones that get well, because you have to first say to you, your body was made to be well. The second thing is your body wants to be well. And two, you have to have the energy to get well, and you have to be pain-free.
Well, this is really a conversation that anybody listening to the show is going to want to find out more about. Let's give out a phone number for people to call you, if for no other reason, to talk with you, get some consultation, find out what they could do, find out what it takes to, spend some time with you, get the body working again, get educated about this. Go ahead, Dr. Roni.
The first thing you want to do is you want to always go on my website. The other thing is my phone number is 508-693-0001. That's really easy. 508-693-0001. Even I can remember it. I have 4 phone numbers, but I like that one the best. 508-693-0001. Leave me a message, and I will get back to you. I specialize getting back to people 2 a.m. in the morning. So if you get an email from me at 2 a.m., that's what I do.
Thank you, Dr.
And don't forget to go on my Facebook, because I answer questions on my Facebook.
Well, give out that Facebook information. Give out that information again.
21 pounds in 21 days fan page. And also the Martha's Vineyard Holistic Retreat, if you want to know how to come to our special detox retreat that we have a group of 10 to 15, and that's the beginning of November. Any other time you would come to the retreat.
Thank you, Dr. Roni. Thank you. I mean, you actually took my breath away. You took my breath away. Unbelievable.
Well, just remember the one thing, and I always like to leave this, changing your life in 21 days and to take action with that is the best gift you can ever give your body, because the secret to healing is all about that process of change. It doesn't happen with a pill and not a visit. It happens with the process, and it takes 21 days to change your life forever.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Dr. Roni, so much for a great show. Wow. Benny, thank you so much for all that you do. And all of you out there, don't forget tomorrow, Madeline and Maureen. Don't forget, we are broadcasting live. You can listen the entire weekend. Go to onetheevent.org to watch live. Go to transformationtalkradio.com to listen live. We'll see you next time.
Sing.